Camoccio Gun Mart TV, and we're here to show you one of the latest Hatsan models and this is the Hatsan Speedfire Vortex. It's quite an exciting gun. Basically Vortex, first of all, if you're familiar with the brand, that is their gas ram system, so it's the Vortex gas ram system. That means instead of the traditional mainspring inside, you've got a gas ram, and as I say, they call it Vortex. And obviously that means there's no, in theory you're getting rid of the spring, twang, etc. This is a brake barrel model, as you can probably guess. But the key thing with this is that, as you'll see, this great big block here, and that is, it's quite sort of a dramatic design. This is all about a repeating system, so it's a brake barrel air gun, but it's actually a repeater. Now Gamo did it with their sort of Swarm series. It's become quite popular. It's a very clever system, quite complicated really, but it works very well in practice. Obviously it maybe looks a bit ugly, it's lost all the streamlining of a traditional rifle, but it's great fun, and obviously big brake barrel, quite a fast action, so we'll look at that. So just looking at the features, first of all, so you've got a full-length shrouded barrel, so this is all sort of synthetics. You've got true glow open sights, and we're at that end. I'll just show you. You've got a fold down foresight, which is quite a clever system because it means you'll protect the small little red element of the foresight. So that's folded down when it's not in use. Coming back, as I say, you've got the repeater system. There's a magazine that snaps in here, which we'll show you in a moment when we're going to take it firing. Overall synthetic stock. It is a rubber butt pad, quite solid there. Everything's all moulded in, so you've got checkering all part of the moulding, plenty of grip. It's a big, bold air gun. I mean, these are, it's obviously it's quite a long model. We'll give you all the specs afterwards. Looking in as well, as you'll see, you've got the badging on here. So you've got Vortex showing the internal system. You've got SAS for the shock absorber system. Now that is to do with a sort of sprung leaf system inside, which in the idea is it helps with recoil, but in practice I've got to say I think that's a bit gimmicky from Hatsan. It's not really, there's not much discernible difference, but it's, obviously it sounds good. The Quattro trigger, that really is a good feature, and if you look there, you've got an adjustable trigger. They've had a Quattro unit in several models, and it's properly adjustable, and it's a pretty damn good trigger on this grade of air gun, I've got to say. Looking up to the action, you'll see the scope rail there, obviously raised scope rail. This is all standard, all factory standard. It's very clever design because it's a dual rail, so you've got the internal width is sort of 9mm standard, 9-11mm dovetail. And then you've got the if you use the outer lip, that is actually Picatinny Weaver style, and obviously you can see your block cutouts as well there. So you can, using they obviously take either mounts, which is great. Look to the back there, and on a recoiling gun, obviously it's sort of belts and braces here, but if you use the conventional dovetails, you've got an arrestor block, you can see there. So the scope's going nowhere basically. Look to the safety, that's an automatic safety catch. That's the only drawback. This is a repeating rifle. It slightly negates the fast fire aspect if you've got you've got to push off the safety catch every time. But I'm nitpicking. It's still a lot of fun. You get two of these magazines supplied with the rifle. They're sort of a plastic casing, but they do feel very nicely made. Actually, I've got to say. So with this one, you're not winding it round as you do with a lot of magazines to take up all the spring pressure at the start. You're just dropping these in individually and then turning to the next chamber. As I say, it's 12 shots with the 177 and 10 shots in 2.2. We're 177 here. So just make sure they're flush so that they go below, I'm stating the obvious, but make sure the pellets, you can feel it's gone flush and it's below the little casing lip, and then it won't get caught. Go all the way there. Put that in. Nearly there. Right, so that's now full and ready to go. And as you, I think we saw at the start, there's a little white line that appears when the actual cycle has finished. Right, so we've now filled the magazines. We've got that all ready. As I say, you get 2 of these supplied, and that just simply drops into the top slot. Push it down until it clicks. It all feels nice and straightforward. Just while we're here, you can see the rear sight fully adjustable with a side wheel. You've got, again, true glow sights, so this has got the green elements on there. So there's plenty of detail on this. It may look a bit Heath Robinson, but anyway, let's give it a workout. So first of all, I've got to cock the gun as usual. And we're pulling that safety backwards on each shot. It's a real sort of snap to the action. As I say, that's the gas ram. It's I mean, there still is recoil. That's the thing, but it's quite nice. There's quite a nice a sort of professional sounding snap to it rather than any resonance of a spring. But there is some recoil. There's a slight bit of vibration that passes through the trigger on this actually, which is a bit irritating. But as you can see, it's fast fire. The fact that you've got to deal with the safety is again a little bit irritating. But I'm nitpicking because these are around the 200 quid mark, and it's great fun for the money. It really is. One last thing we'll just show you. So to reject the magazine, you just press that button there, and that pops out. And at any time you can do that. So yeah, it's a very neat system. So that is the Hatsan Speedfire Vortex.